How does Santa take photos?
All right, let's hear it.
With a North Polaroid. All right, see you tomorrow, everybody.
All right.
You know what's fun? The moment I heard him say the custom GPTs would have to be, the new ones, I was like,
Yeah.
I immediately thought of Brian, like how many he has to rebuild
Right.
that require that
But
my
it is
goodness.
Brian has been begging for more for a custom GPT update, and this isn't exactly a custom GPT update, but it did include him.
It did. So now you can have this. I will have to build a couple of the ones that I wanted to build.
Mhm.
But I think that's, it's pretty awesome.
Yep.
And yeah, you can.
So
Yeah.
just to recap, it's an expansion of the Canvas tool. It's available regardless of plan, so free people get it too.
Mhm.
Um, so it's just one of the tools. It's automatically included in the new custom GPTs, but the checkbox is available in the old GPTs, is what I thought they said.
I don't think
Okay, maybe not. Maybe you have to
maybe not.
redo.
I think you actually have to redo it because
Okay.
yeah, that would kind of, depending on what GPT you built, it may or may not work, right? So it would have the potential to screw it up if
Yeah.
you're trying to do something. So I think you'll have to put the
Yes.
canvas on,
Which
right?
is actually why they said that's right, because they said we're not turning it on for everybody because we're aware. They did not say that. They did not say the rest of my sentence, but it
Yes.
looks like everyone is aware that you can break shit really easily.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can render code,
Yep.
like Artifact, right? Like that's
Kind of. I have to test that out because in Artifact, right? Like one of the use cases I usually demo to businesses would be, I upload a fiscal report and be like, hey, create for me an interactive dashboard, blah, 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 blah. And it would actually code it and then show the interactive dashboard. So be curious to know what this does because they showed, you can write code and run it, but I'm curious to see if you can just put natural language, create this. So that'll be the test that I want to do.
right. Okay. So, yes, so you can run the Python within the canvas. The other thing, it sees everything in the console. So it
Interesting.
has a kind of vision,
Kind of,
like
yeah.
Siri and what we're looking for from vision, where it can just like see from your camera.
Yeah.
But just for the ChatGPT app.
I think so, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that would be good. They also they brushed right over it because their Sankey graph was janky.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
But they did just like show that you could take the graph that was rendered and drag it into the chat and then have a conversation about it, which is kind of cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah.
And the other thing that I got really excited about was show changes, which works apparently for text documents as well. Because my use case that I'm super excited about is being able to edit our transcripts, daily AI show transcripts in a system.
Yeah. So I think that's the big piece, right? So it's like, those are like, some people may say this is like a small thing, but like, no, this is actually like, for those who use this regularly, this is actually pretty big, especially the inclusion into custom GPTs for those who use that. Because if you do a lot of writing, or if you have, provided it to other people. And I think I'll give you an example, like a couple companies wanted us to build it for RFP submissions, right? But obviously you can't like it'll create for you the response to the RFP, but you'll have to keep, playing around with it. What you could do now is just edit it directly, right? And then output the thing. So yeah, though that's kind of neat. So yeah, I'm a couple more clients I'm going to send it to rebuild it, and just copy paste, the code and all that kind of stuff, so to see what that looks like. So I'm curious to know. I'm assuming this is probably going to be much faster rollout than Sora.
Right.
Here's my bet for Sora too. What is the over under, Beth, that you and I will get Sora by end of the week?
By Friday?
By Friday.
I'm going to say that we will get it, and that the number of generations will be temporarily greatly reduced. Because I think they want to change the narrative that, like, Sora was, like, made available, and then, no one could get in. So I think they'll let us in, but it'll be, like, Udio did that when they first came out. They're like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, no, you can only do 2 generations a day," right?
Which is really interesting. Like, I think Udio now allows you to do more generations, right?
Yes.
Like,
That was just temporary, right? Like, you can't say that from OpenAI's perspective because this
No.
happens every time OpenAI releases something, but Udio really was caught by surprise
No
at
one
the
knew that it
Yeah.
would kind of blow up kind of that big. So yeah, no, that's very interesting.
Yeah. And don't you kind of expect it now with OpenAI? Like, "Yay, this is amazing. When are we gonna get it?"
Well,
I
usually
got it. When can I use it?
Well, the expectation usually is, I think with O1, you kind of knew that day everyone would probably get it that day or next day. But I think like all this other stuff with Sora, I knew right away. I was like, I'm not even gonna touch this for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and just let it do its thing. Yeah, I'm curious to see. Same thing. I'm curious about advanced voice mode with vision.
Yep.
That is to me that where I get excited about.
And we
that's
think it's
another thing.
coming.
We think it's coming. The red teamer guy thinks it's coming.
'Cause why would you do the 60 minutes episode and then be
Exactly.
like,
Why would you do
no."
that? 60? Right? That's a Google play. That's more of a Google play to do that. That kind of stuff, right? You wouldn't do the 60 minutes. So maybe the earliest is tomorrow. Maybe it's on Thursday. So I don't know. Like, to me, the big things are GPT 4.5, advanced voice mode with vision, and then maybe, just maybe, like a demo of operator.
Well,
Like,
don't we have to
teasing.
get an update for DALL-E too? I mean, like, you could just give us, like, a new point 5 or something with DALL-E?
Probably. I just think, like, to me, whatever OpenAI releases with image generation, I'm not sure, like, they can compete with like a Midjourney, a Flux, or even
True.
what's Recraft? That's the leaderboard now, right? So, and it's not in their wheelhouse, but I think, don't you think, Beth, though, that like advanced voice mode with vision, Sora, yes, it's fun for us to use it, but it's more so for them, because we were talking about AGI and how I remember Noah Brown was talking about this, Sam Altman was talking about this, piecing together all the individual parts to form AGI. So it's like every single piece still needs to happen. And then once you put them together, so O1 and GPT models and O1 models are eventually supposed to come together.
Right.
Then you add the voice and the vision together. Then you add video capability together, right? So I'm assuming all these things eventually the challenge will be merging them all together. But
Right.
individually, these are all the components for essentially AGI. So to me,
Right.
that's kind of interesting.
And a true virtual employee, right?
Yes, I can see,
So
hear, talk to, right? All the
sketch
kind of,
for you. Here we go. I've got,
yeah,
like, can you give me a visual about it? Like, add
yeah,
some data to that. I mean,
yeah,
that kind of virtual employee, I think, would be really exciting. And
correct.
I wanna I wanna say, I wanna, call out Justin talking about he got in Sora yesterday, but he was scared to use the credits. And that is also very real, right? Because you
Yeah,
only get 50 credits a month. So what are you gonna do with them? And I feel like as we go toward more virtual employees, we're gonna have a little bit of that scenario too, where we're like, "Wow, you can see, talk to me," right? Like, render code, do all of this stuff. I no longer know, like, "Hi, give me some ideas. So
Yeah.
it may be that it's good that we're ramping up because I'm not sure we're ready for the end result. I know
No,
what.
I was talking about this yesterday with like a bunch of prospects, and I was saying, even though the technology is here, it'll take people and businesses still another 2, 3, 4, 5 years to adapt to it, because the underlying process of every single business is not AI first. It's whatever first that's in their industry. So
Right.
I think like the process will be, oh, let's bolt on AI. But I think the real big disruptors are the new companies
Yes.
that are built on this, not traditionally. I think they will have an easier time disrupting than an old company trying to reinvent themselves.
Right. Because we have old, larger companies, because you just needed more people to do a task, right?
Yeah.
To go through and do your business.
Yeah.
And they're going to be trying to turn a large ship. And then we have tiny companies that
Yeah.
can like move really quickly, can be really agile because there are so few people. And now few people can do what those larger companies are doing. The
Yes.
challenge, to a certain extent, is larger companies have historical knowledge that the smaller company may not have, and may not be in the training data. But training data, as we talked about today, like there are some advances happening in training data. Also, that was Friday's announcement last week, was something about training models. So there are a lot of moving pieces on this
Yes.
chessboard.
Yes. Yes.
Um, cool. So do you have anything else you want to talk about? All
No, that's
right.
pretty much it. Look forward to tomorrow.
So we're gonna wrap it here. Thanks everybody for joining us. If you are new to us, go ahead and hit subscribe, because we go live every morning when it's not Shipmas and do the daily AI show. Tomorrow is our news day, so I'm sure we'll talk about what the reaction was for today. And thanks everybody. Have a good day. We're doing this tomorrow also, all week. Thanks, everybody. Hey, clap. Well, we're back all week at this open mic. Yes. So 10 a.m. tomorrow, 1 p.m. tomorrow, and all the rest of Thursday and Friday as well. Thanks.